again, everybody. Welcome back to the Ecstatic Poetry video series, Season 3. I'm Brandon, and I read you ecstatic words. This is a special selection today. I've pulled from a book that I studied a lot from when I was writing my article, The Practice and Path of Ecstatic Poetry. This is a book by Albert Mordell called The Literature of Ecstasy. And it's a classic text. It was first published in 1921. Mordell, it's a little bit of an antiquated view now, but relevant, of course, for our studies for a number of reasons. But in this book, Mordell explores ecstatic verse, kind of from the perspective of his time, and pulls from so many classic writers. Here he cites a prose poem by Emerson that I couldn't wait to share with you. The language here is so beautiful, also very different. So bear with me as I share this selection by Emerson from Mordell. O poet, a new nobility is conferred in groves and pastures, and not in castles or by the sword blade any longer. The conditions are hard but equal. Thou shalt leave the world and know the muse only. Thou shalt not know any longer the times, customs, graces, politics, or opinions of men, but shalt take all from the muse. For the time of towns is told from the world by funeral chimes, but in nature the universal hours are counted by succeeding tribes of animals and plants and by growth of joy on joy. God also wills that thou abdicate a manifold and duplex life, and that thou be content that others speak for thee. Others shall be thy gentlemen, and shall represent all courtesy and worldly life for thee. Others shall do the great and resounding actions also. Thou shalt lie close, hid with nature, and canst not be afforded to lie the capital or the exchange. The world is full of renunciations and apprenticeships, and this is thine. Thou must pass for a fool and a churl for a long season. This is the screen and sheath in which Pan has protected his well-beloved flower, and thou shalt be known only to thine own. And they shall console thee with tenderest love, and thou shalt not be able to rehearse the names of thy friends in thy verse, for an old shame before the holy ideal. And this is the reward. This is the good part. And this is the reward, that the ideal shall be real to thee, and that the impressions of the actual world shall fall like summer rain, copious but not troublesome, to thy invulnerable essence. Thou shalt have the sole land for thy park and manor, the sea for thy bath and navigation, without tax and without envy. The woods and the rivers thou shalt own, and thou shalt possess, and that wherein others are only tenants and boarders. I'd like to try that again. And thou shalt possess that wherein others are only tenants and boarders. Thou true landlord, sea lord, air lord, wherever snow falls or water flows or birds fly, wherever day and night meet in twilight, wherever the blue heaven is hung by clouds or sown with stars, wherever are forms with transparent boundaries, wherever there are outlets into celestial space, wherever is danger and awe and love, there is beauty, plenteous as rain, shed for thee. And thou shouldst walk the world over. Thou shalt not be able to find a condition inopportune or ignoble. So here Emerson says that once we've tasted ecstasy, once we've come to understand the ecstasious, everything opens to us. He says, thou shouldst walk the world over. Thou shalt not be able to find a condition inopportune or ignoble. So once we know ecstasy, we can use it, and all the conditions of the world become, as a Buddhist teacher once said to me, that the storms of life can fall more gently off our shoulders. So that's very dense. Thanks for getting to this part of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. That's really special, and that comes from the history books. So thank you. See you next time.